All right, so today we're diving into a vision for AI that is, well, it's huge. We're not talking about just another chatbot or image generator. The idea here is to build the entire city for AI to live in. The whole shebang, the infrastructure, everything it needs to actually do things in the real world.
And this quote right here, it really sums up the whole challenge. It's from Raymond Kilfoyle, the founder of a company called Ace Digital Global. He basically says, look, I'm an architect. I've drawn these incredibly detailed blueprints for something massive, but I can't build the house myself. It's that classic problem, right? The gap between a brilliant idea and actually making it real.
So what happens when that blueprint could literally change the future of AI? That's what we're digging into. How does this guy plan to cross that huge chasm between theory and reality? Let's get into his grand plan. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the architect himself, Raymond Kilfoyle. His company, Ace Digital Global. This is not your typical tech startup. The goal is way bigger. He's talking about building a digital civilization, a whole new way for humans and machines to work together in harmony. And their mission really spells it out. This isn't just about building cool tech because they can. It's about empowerment. It's about giving people, creators, educators, you name it, tools that are not just smart, but are fundamentally ethical. The whole point is to help people collaborate and innovate.
So how do you even start building something as huge as a digital civilization? Well, you need a strong foundation, a totally new kind of architecture. And for Kilfoyle, the core of everything, the engine powering this whole vision, is something he calls the evergreen stack.
Now, you've got to understand, this isn't just a bunch of code. Think of the evergreen stack as a digital nervous system. It's designed to treat ideas and intellectual property not like static files on a computer, but like living, breathing organisms that can grow, change, and evolve over time. It's a really cool way to think about it.
And this nervous system has a process, a 6-step pipeline. An idea comes in, it gets parsed, developed, checked, refined, and then deployed. Every single idea goes through this loop. It's all about being transparent and constantly making things better, ensuring that everything that gets built is on the up and up, ethically speaking. Okay, so if the evergreen stack is the brain, the raw processing power, then you also need a mind. That's where something called attuned intelligence comes in. This is basically situational awareness. It's what lets the AI understand context to get the bigger picture. And that is so important because it's what allows the AI to function in the real world, the messy, unpredictable world we all live in, not just a clean data set.
All right, a digital nervous system, an attuned mind. This all sounds incredibly cool, but it's also pretty abstract, right? So how do you actually prove any of this works? Simple. You build stuff. You create real, tangible products to test the theory out in the wild.
And this is where you can really see the strategy in action. Kilfoyle's team has been building out a whole ecosystem of different tools. You've got Flow Team, which is a collaboration tool for remote teams. There's Arti, a real-time translator for the Isikosa language. There's even an AI for making music. But here's the thing. None of these are just apps. Each one is a living experiment, a testbed proving that the core ideas that the whole architecture actually works.
But these apps, they're just the beginning. They're the first few bricks in the wall, because all of this, every single piece is building towards something so much bigger, a truly grand vision for the future.
And that vision has a name, the kinetic economy. This is the end game. We're talking about a future where AI gets out of our phones and computers and into the physical world. It becomes embodied. It's the AI and the robots on a factory floor, the autonomous systems driving our supply chains, maybe even nanobots in medicine. It's AI that's constantly doing things in the real world, creating value.
In this comparison slide, this is where it all clicks into place. Kilfoyle says that today's big AI companies, you know who I'm talking about, they're like the water company. They sell you access to AI like a utility. You turn on the tap, you get intelligence. But AC's Digital Global, they don't want to be the water company. They want to be the ones who build the entire city. The pipes, the roads, the power grid, the whole infrastructure that controls where that water, that intelligence, flows and what it's used for. And this boils it down perfectly. The big idea, in just 3 words, is sim to real as a service. So they're not selling you an AI model. What they're selling is the service of turning a simulation into reality. They take what a robot learns in a digital training ground and give it real-world skills. That's the product.
So what's the ultimate positioning? It's simple and it's brilliant. The AWS for embodied AI. Think about it.
Amazon Web Services provides all the essential behind-the-scenes infrastructure that powers a huge chunk of the internet. The goal here is to do the exact same thing, but for the next wave, for robotics, for autonomous systems, for all this physical AI.
Okay, this all sounds absolutely incredible, but it brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? Back to the architect with the beautiful blueprints who can't actually build the house. How on earth do you build something this massive, this AWS for embodied AI, when all you have is a theory?
Well, the solution is just kind of perfect. It's beautifully circular. You use AI to build the AI system. Kilfoyle came up with this concept of an autonomous co-founder. It's basically a team of AIs designed for one purpose, to take his own complex blueprints and automatically turn them into actual executable tasks.
And this AI co-founder isn't just one thing, it's a whole team. You've got the Atom agent, who's like the head architect, the project manager, breaking down the big vision into smaller steps. Then there's the DDR agent. That's the researcher. It goes out and finds all the missing info, like pricing or technical specs. And finally, you have the specialist agents, the builders. They're the ones writing code, designing the front end, setting up the back end, and making sure it all works.
And listen, this isn't just some dream on a whiteboard. There's a concrete 3-phase plan to make it happen. Phase 1 is a quick 2-week sprint, just to prove the basic stack works, using that Flow Team app. Phase 2, over the next month or so, they scale up and build something more complex. And then Phase 3, that's the big one. Over the next 6 months, they launch the whole thing, offering that training as a service to robotics companies and finally starting to build that kinetic economy.
So where does this all leave us? The big bet here is that the next trillion-dollar company won't be the one selling the best AI model. No, it'll be the one that builds a self-improving system, a cognitive factory, that gets better and better at training AI for the physical world. And it really makes you wonder, are we looking at the blueprint for that exact company right now?